Why can't you hear what?
I can't hear anything from up here.
You can hear plenty, Ellie, I'm sure. We're being recorded.
Well, I'm not.
Let's pass Ellie a thing down.
Hello.
Hi, it's
Hi.
episode... God. It's episode 43 of the 2-Minute Terminator. I'm Ethan McKinley, your host, and I'm Ellie Fitzgerald, the discombobulated co-host, as we play the Terminator... Oh, hello. Oh, it's the Terminator 2 medley.
Medley. You were just listening to Indiana Jones, you fuck.
Actually, at Pizza Hut, was it? No. Is it fruit medley? Is that a dessert? It's a fruit medley, isn't it? Anyway, as I said, I'm Ethan McKinley. It's the 2-Minute Terminator. We're on episode 43. We're going from 1 hour, 24 minutes to 1 hour, 26 minutes. That's the 84-minute mark to the 86-minute mark. We're pretty much trivia-free for this episode, so we're going to have to, wing it again. And we're going from the bit where we're going to wait till dark to cross the border, and Sarah checks her M16. Obviously, that is incorrect, Ellie, because as we know, I took this layer of notes as you sniff your mic, which smells of Chanel. It's actually wrong. It's the bit where Arnold Schwarzenegger playing the T-1000.
So you lied.
No, I was just wrong. I did lie about him, what kind of Terminator he was. He's actually the T-800. He pulls the lid off the weapons cache in the New Mexico, desert where they've got all the weapons stored. Cache or cache. And he takes Edward Furlong down into the basement, a bit like Barry Crimmins in the documentary, and shows him his big gun.
Can I shock you?
I like owls.
Hit the music.
Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
So yes, here we are. It's the Terminator soundtrack medley still playing.
Ethan, I don't understand why
Sound doesn't work on your computer.
all of a sudden it's just not making any sound. That's really not very good.
Well, sound works on my computer.
Yeah, but all I can hear on your computer is the music to Terminator
Yes.
2.
Yes. Yes. The sensation you're feeling is the Terminator 2 soundtrack.
This is really frustrating me. I'm really sorry, people, but why? What the fuck is going on with this movie?
Well, it doesn't matter, does it?
Well, yeah, because I want to be able to hear what they're talking about so I can comment on it.
Oh.
Exactly. That's my point. Right. Okay. Fuck knows what's going on with this. But I do have a mailbag that I can read out from Spaldner.
We've got a letter from James Spaldner. Sorry, not our most loyal
A
listener. We've
letter?
got,
How fucking old are you?
well, it sounds more like proper.
Get out your scroll and your quill. Actually, I'd love it if you could do that.
I'm telling you, Spaldner, we can go around the world in 80 days in a balloon, and I will bet thee 5 guineas. Now, write on the letter and put a royal...
A balloon made out of knickers.
Is that what it was made out of?
It's Baron Munchausen, because I know you hate that movie.
I've not... All right, let me just say this again. I don't hate the movie. In 1989, when I was into films, I've been into films, I rented... Listen, listeners.
That's when I was born.
I rented Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1982.
Whoa.
So as a 7-year-old, I marched confidently into the video store and went, I'd like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, please.
And they said, yes.
They did.
And that's Dudley.
Because my brother was dating, I think, the daughter of the person that owned the video store. And I was like,
Fuck, I forget you have, siblings.
I'm Nigel's brother.
But they're half-siblings, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you actually know how many half-siblings?
You're not a pure-blood vampire, Frost. You've merely turned. Like
Right.
yours.
Mailbag. Spaldner. Hey, guys. Just a quick note today. Ethan, the shotgun name is Mossberg, not Mooseberg. Moss, like the green stuff that grows on trees and rocks. And the 950
Oh, now I understand.
is a good one. I have one of them as well. Fuck me, he's got so many many guns?
Don't piss this dude off. I'm telling
Exactly.
you.
So
Come
shut the
after us.
fuck up, Ethan. Stop getting guns wrong. Also, your line of looks like a dog that was just shown a card trick was great. Funny stuff. Well done, Ethan. Get a high five for that. All too slow. I haven't heard it before, but I'm going to use it from now on. If I had a nickel for every time I heard you use that phrase,
What?
I'd still be penniless.
What's my phrase?
You look like a dog that's just been shown a card trick.
Yeah, it's not
You
actually
love
mine.
that.
I've heard it somewhere.
I've heard it somewhere.
But it's so good.
You do
Because
love
you
it.
could just imagine doing a card trick on a dog and him just going, ooh? Yeah.
That's sideways. I think one day we should feature
Do card
Misty.
tricks in front of dogs on air. And for the benefit of no one, including the dog.
No, do a card trick for Misty,
Okay.
and then film it, and then add it, and then we can put some Terminator 2 music over the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I haven't heard it before, but I am going to use it from now on. See, you're reaching across the channels, dude. You're making it in America.
Discombobulation. I like that word. I like to use it more in conversation.
Shut up. Finally, we have Magnum ice cream here too. Oh my god, there's actually Magnum pistachio ice cream.
There's just no reason to stay in this country anymore, is there, Ellie? America's got it all.
Yeah.
They've got Moosebergs, card tricks, and Magnums. Hang on. Does he mean a Magnum?
And sweethearts.
Does he mean ice cream in the shape of a Magnum? Like Dirty Harry would go, hey.
That
Make
would be
Magnum.
amazing.
And then
A
he just-
gun-flavoured
He
ice
puts
cream.
the barrel in his mouth and then just bites the end of it and goes, ooh.
I'd suck it till it
Banana.
melted.
I can't do a good clean
You have
Eastwood
those bananas.
impersonation.
You have those bananas.
Oh, do you, punk?
So
Here's
yeah,
my Charlton Heston impression.
I can't wait.
Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
That was actually quite good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, he does that in all his films, doesn't he? Whenever he delivers a line, he always sounds like he's in the middle of he's drank a bottle of X-Lax and he's trying to keep it in while doing his acting. So he's like, I don't know. Ugh.
What, even in, say, like Ben Hur?
Bayfall Street. I once knew a girl on Bayfall Street when I was a young man. Not a day goes by that I don't think of that special day.
Can you give me a line from Ben Hur?
Give me a line from Ben Hur, because I've probably not seen it, or if I do, don't remember it. Go on.
I wouldn't be able to quote it.
I'm Charlton Heston. Apes.
It's a
The
big...
baby said mama, not gaga.
Oh my god.
Una.
Right, anyway.
Nova, we must go into the forbidden zone. Ah.
Shut up! He has
Chuck
eaten...
Heston, come on.
Chuck Heston?
Well, yeah, Chuck.
Chuck? Ethan has eaten
Nova.
about, like, 8...
That's it, I got it now. When I say no, I can get
Quality
into it.
Street.
I'm doing a podcast. Nova, we've got to go into the forbidden zone. Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's it.
Well
Charlton
done.
Heston, done.
Boom. That's a wrap.
Continue.
I'm going to go back. Finally, we have
Back to the
Magnum
future?
ice cream here too.
Arnie.
And it's the highest price box of 4 bars in the entire grocery store. It's pretty much the same here, actually. Magnum does seem to be like the elite of the ice cream world.
You think?
Yeah.
I bet if you went into...
Magnum's like the Ben Newton of Mini Milk's like the Ethan McKinley.
Which ice cream would I be if he's Mini Milk?
No, you're Mini Milk. He's Magnum.
Mini Milks are quite expensive, though, for what they are.
No, they're not.
No, shops own Mini Milks. Yeah, that's a different story. Mini Milk.
Mini
from
Milk.
Milk. Mini. From Cabaret. Not money. Mini makes the world go around.
The world go around.
Oh, we're doing, God, what's his name?
The fifth Billy Idol.
No, who played MC in Cabaret? Come on, we know this. He also played like the cool Thai martial arts master in Remo Williams with Fred Ward, which you should watch because it's awesome.
All I can think of is Brad from fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's not him.
Damn it, Janet. That's
Bollocks.
Barry.
Hi, I'm Barry Scott, and I was in Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I fucked Tim Curry, and I loved it. You should really watch that movie. I know you said you tried to watch bits of it when you were young and you didn't enjoy it, but it's so good. You virtually are Tim
Frankie
Curry in that movie.
I don't doubt it's a good film. I just could never ever get into it when I started to watch it. But like Tim Curry, obviously, that's one of the legendary performances of all time, both on stage and screen. You can't take that away from him.
He's amazing.
Even though he looks like he's melted.
Oh no! Not the stroke pictures again.
Joel Grey, that's him. Joel Grey played
Really?
MC, and he also played in Remo Williams' The Legend, The Adventure Begins, which I think needs a remake. Really good film. Love Remo Williams. Anyway,
Love it.
we're going to get to Terminator.
We
If you've
love
not
Remo.
listened to the show before, we are going to get to it.
They're good but expensive. Okay, that's all. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, Spelter. So it's all about ice cream and guns.
Fact attack. Magnums are in America.
Oh my
Yes.
god, yes. Fucking hell, we need to give you chocolate more often. Okay, so that was all that we have in the mailbag. I actually posted a really cool picture today. I think it's a Stan Winston. Oh, it was from the Stan Winston.
You posted that?
I-
Oh, I thought Spolner posted that, so I wrote this
No.
lovely "That's awesome" under the thing.
I posted it. That's why it says 2 Minute Terminator posted this.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Published
you're,
by
you're,
Ellie Well
You're an
Fitzgerald.
admin on the page.
Yeah. Dude, I've been posting loads of shit and you keep thinking it's everyone else.
Well, we get so much stuff from like John Nichols or the other dude. I'll just say it's Spolner. Sorry, our 2 listeners. That I always think it's them.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've actually been putting effort in,
Okay,
Ethan.
listeners, start slathering the page with crap, please.
Smear.
We've got to fight back,
You
Ellie, on
gotta
this.
smear. Why would you want to fight me back? We're meant to be on the same team.
The only
Brosif.
the only exception I take to this picture, and I understand why it's in the picture, because he's holding like
Is it
a
his little
minigun.
satchel?
He's got a man bag.
I know, it's a satchel.
He's like a hipster Terminator.
At least it's not a clutch bag. That would be worse.
He's like hunting
It's got my clutch, it's got my grenades in it, yeah.
hunting for coffee shops.
It's got some extra CPU chips, yeah.
He's hunting for men in 1920s train conductor hats and waxed moustaches because he hates hipsters.
What the fuck? With those really shitty twee little moustaches
Yeah.
that they like twizzle at the
All
sides.
right, okay, listeners, you've got all right, spoiled. You've got magnums in America. Do you have like annoying hipsters who wax the ends of the moustaches like they're out of fucking
And top knots.
yeah? What?
No, you have hair all over. When I say top knot, I mean when they shave everything and then they just have that gay little bobble at the top. Although, Ethan, I really wish you would wear your hair down more often. I know it's for, you know,
Annoying.
efficiency and whatever, and it keeps your hair out the way, but it does look really fucking badass when your hair's down. And that's what your potential agent said. They wanted to take a photo of you there and then so that they could send something to
That's
you.
probably because he could spank to it because he was a giant fudge nudger.
Ethan, what if he listens to this?
Georgie's fine with that.
Well, I bloody hope so.
He's got children apparently, so.
Yeah, he's got children, which he's adopted.
No, I don't. I think they had because he
Oh, was it
told
a
that from
surrogate?
Birth Story that the umbilical cord was wrapped. See, I've got so much post-traumatic stress I can't even say it. I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. That's why I think I'm really badly dyslexic. And whenever you get like an email or letter from me, it looks like some fucking flipper-handed retarded
Can I shock
dolphin. You like owls?
you? Exactly the same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were
Well,
like, "Oh my god, the baby's in distress."
Not
it's
exactly
gonna
the same
die."
things happened to us as kids. You mean the?
I mean, yeah.
You mean the
The umbilical cord
The
bit.
umbilical cord bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just before I was born, apparently, like my mum, like
Just before you were born, your parents had sex.
my mum, like pissed and shat and everything, and apparently I started to drown, so they had to like suck it all out.
Well, apparently, like when you're giving birth, because sometimes if you strain too hard, yes, obviously you shoot yourself, but also that piece of skin that connects the asshole to the
It can-
vagina, the perineum, I think they call it, don't they? But I think
We call it the gooch.
it's the gooch. Yeah, the
Yeah.
gooch can split, and if it's not split and this baby's still not coming out, they can snip
Snip
the gooch
it.
with some garden shears. Can you imagine a scissors going up your bum and your pussy, and someone's going?
Well, it was like someone the other. I think it was you the other day was saying, "Was it? No, it was Ken."
This is Terminator, by the way.
Ken
We are
was
getting
saying
to
that he was really surprised that I didn't have my clit pierced because pretty much everything else is, apart from my belly button. I've always found. I'm really sorry if any. I don't think we have any female listeners. I find belly button piercings really tacky. Just thought I'd put it out
You
there.
ever thought of having your brain pierced?
No, because I have a brilliant brain.
I wouldn't want to lose nerve endings in that. Wouldn't I?
Anyway, back to Terminator.
So yeah, we're in the subterranean weapons cache of Enrique. Enrico Selcada, who may or may not have been a previous lover of Sarah Connor. He's certainly hung around with her. And he's got a lot of guns. There are a lot of people that have guns in America. There's everyone complaining as we speak. Everyone outside of America is going, hey man, you don't need guns or gun control. But you could argue whenever a fascist state has ever taken over, be it Stalinist Russia or even Germany, I think, they take away the guns or the weapons from the people. So when the hammer does fall and the fascist dictatorship does take over, when they kind of a bit like V for Vendetta, they lower the boom and go, hey, this is our plan, but it's too fucking late for you to do anything about it. There's no one to actually fight back.
Shit.
I don't know, it's just interesting, I guess, because we're not a gun culture, right? To correct a girl on Facebook the other day, because she's like, they banned guns in 1997 in England. And
Let me guess who it was.
Steph
Steph.
Apatomapapasaurus.
Does she ever post anything that's not political?
Or her ass.
Or her ass?
She's got a great ass.
See, again, this is nothing that confuses me, Ethan. You go on about girls with big butts and how big butts are too...
All right, can I...
Okay.
Okay, you go... Okay. My only issue with big butts is, if it's a real...
And you cannot lie.
If it's an athletic big butt, and there's quite a plethora of that on Instagram and Twitter now, there's all these girls who do loads of squats and things.
Yeah.
That's actually fine. That's based on exercise.
Exercise?
It's just the muck... Exercise, Diane! Exercise! Exercise! Bigfoot and the Hendersons. Harry and the Hendersons, if you're in America. Yeah, that's fine. It's based on exercise, not because there's something better or more ethical for doing exercise and you've got a nice ass.
Yeah.
But, like the ass you just showed me covered in glitter, if you are going to have sex with someone with just, I do squats ass, it's actually fine. I found, whenever I've had a liaison dangereuse with a lady...
With a big old booty.
Sometimes, if that person has been black, and black people are known for having quite large kind of like gluteus maximuses, but the lady especially, if they are on their hands and knees in the doggy position, I find sometimes if a girl's got a giant ass, this is white girls as well, so we're not kind of like
discrimination.
No, if you got a big ass, fine, but sometimes I find if the ass is that chunky, when they are on the hands and knees, there's like so much ass that comes out and away from the body that you can't really get close to them to get.
You must have to ply the cheeks apart to
but
actually get your dick in.
Even then, the depth
and hold
is,
it with a wrench.
The depth of travel is so great before you even get to the fucking, before you even get to Victory Lane. Yeah, you can't get very much in. So generally, as Bill Hicks said.
So to round it up, your view on butts.
There's no view. They're all great. I don't really have a type. I've gone for the entire spectrum of ladies from all around the world. I'm the United Colours of Benetton when it comes to ladies.
God, what, you sell shit clothes?
Yeah, I like a woman in an orange jumper and some like bright green sweatpants. I don't know what country or care what country she's from.
And a button-up cardigan.
And a button-up cardigan.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so what was Steph saying about guns?
Nothing. She just posted this like meme going, Britain banned guns in 1987. Look what happened. Everyone started using knives, and
we never had a gun problem.
Because no one's ever allowed to have guns anyway.
No, I think the only big epidemic that's ever happened with that was, and it wasn't even the UK. It was
knife crime.
No, not the UK. It wasn't England, and I think it was like all the bombing scares with the IRA and shit like that. I remember that being big.
Yeah.
But not guns.
But yeah, we don't really use it. I think
there's no shootout.
I guess if you're a criminal, you'd have a gun. But I've never heard of a gun story or a gun crime. And I've lived all over London, probably in one of the worst parts. You could argue that was Brixton.
Actually, yeah, it's true.
Which is where the Brixton riots happened 3 years ago, and obviously the big one 30 years ago they had riots.
And you had no idea that was going on.
Yeah, it's always been. Yes.
He was sat at home drinking his juice, watching.
I was at home watching movies alone, and people were going, "Are you okay?" And I was
Into
like,
the Night
yeah.
for the 7,000th time.
I probably was actually watching Into the Night with Jeff Goldblum, one of my favourite films, and people were ringing me going, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Brixton's on fire." And I looked out the window, there was nothing going on. I literally
my
lived.
My loins are on fire. Get round my house now.
Yeah, nothing was happening.
The only like gun issue I ever heard of was in Kingston, and there was a club. I think it was
where someone shot a bouncer or something.
It was in the queue,
Yeah.
and someone got shot and they shut the club down. But then
Yeah.
again, the only other time I've heard an issue with a club was one time we went to Fabric. I didn't see it, thank God.
That's a club in London. by
This
the way.
was. I don't think people need to know that. When you come to London and you get given this is where you should go. Fabric is actually on there. It's like a tourist attraction. Sorry, we are really rabbiting on. But we went on this one particular night. We were dancing the night away. It was all great fun, and all of a sudden, the whole club got shut down due to the fact that someone on the dance floor, there's some altercation had happened. Someone had stepped on someone's toes. This guy got a knife out and apparently stabbed him in the chest, and he was strong enough to actually pull it up like to his neck, and apparently it was blood on the dance floor, and the whole club got shut.
Yeah. I think we're more knifey, spoony
Yeah.
here.
Way more knife.
But even then,
stabby.
you rarely hear that as well.
I get stabby with knives.
We don't really get that kind of thing in England.
No.
And I guess because we've never been a gun culture, because we were never like the old West and everyone carried a gun and stuff and etc. It's never really been a thing here.
For the British Isles, if you rearrange the letters, it's paedophiles. That's what we're famous for.
Does that really?
Yeah.
Where's the B in paedophiles?
I'm doing brass eye.
Oh.
What do you get if you rearrange the letters in the word British Isles?
I think the reason
Paedophiles.
there's another school shooting as well. I think because things become...
Oh, you knew someone that got stabbed, actually.
I do. Things become fashionable, don't they?
Mm.
So like...
Oh, yeah, because kids were taking
The
knives to
transgender
school.
things suddenly happen, and now loads of people are transgender, and everyone wants a sex change. The same way, school shootings, however morbid or kind of weird, I think it touches something in society, and then that becomes, I should do a school shooting. If you're slightly crazy, that becomes the thing to kind of do. I think the school shooting problem is not necessarily the guns; it's all the medication lots of kids are on now, apparently.
The only thing I remember hearing about that is where kids were going into like universities in America and just going out and shooting kids. But I think that was something to do with computer games or movies or something along the lines.
They
of.
probably just blame it on one of those things as a way
Probably.
of trying to getting out of going
Just
to
like
jail.
Manson got blamed for these two like nuns who went fucking nuts and killed a load of people, and they were like, "Oh my god, they were listening to Marilyn Manson." Blame Manson. He's a God-fearing.
He's a beautiful person.
He's fucking awesome. He's really smart, actually. Anyway, back to the movie.
Shall we talk about the movie, Ellie?
So
You know what? You know what? We should get the movie out of the way in the first 10 minutes, and then if there's anything else we can talk about, hopefully it will catch fire. We can have some philosophical discussion about the clip, and then
But as soon as you structure it, Ethan, that's when it gets shit.
I know
And you are shit at structure.
exactly. But we do a 2-minute Terminator podcast, and we just talk about life and everything.
I think before, when it was just about Terminator, we were maxing like 12 to 15 minutes, whereas now we're like half hour, 40 minutes. So I actually think it's all right.
It is all right, but I think to pick up viewers who are interested in Terminator, we need to talk about Terminator a little bit.
Okay, go. So did Sarah, because John's actually talking here and he's saying, oh, you know, she's prepared. She sure was prepared. So do we think she did all of this?
No.
Okay.
I think these are Enrique...
Iglesias?
No, Enrique Salceda.
Oh, is this the guy that we thought she could have possibly
Yeah.
with?
Because John
Possibly.
mentions, obviously, he's had lots of dads, basically. So
Yeah.
Sarah likes a bit of the old militia cock.
To be fair, in this 2 minutes, this is the first time that she's got the ensemble that I kind of really like. She's got like the black vest, the black trousers. This is the look I like. I think, is she wearing a bra in this? Maybe.
No, she never wears a bra in anything.
But she actually looks semi-decent in this. Maybe it's because she's talking to her previous flame. I don't know. But look, she looks all right.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because she's outside, the sun is starting to set, and there's a nice even and warm
Sunshine, lollipops, and
rainbows
La la la
everywhere.
la.
No, it's because they're shooting outside. It's kind of that. It's that thing we discussed in one of the episodes when Arnold Schwarzenegger drives off the highway. It's just as he's put John onto his bike after the storm drain chase, and they pull into that alleyway. When we had that Corvette conversation with Spaldner or whatever it was, it's called the Magic House. So the kind of sun's starting to set, and there's this lovely warm, even light on everything. And I think that's why she looks good there, because it's a flattering kind of
lighting.
lighting effect.
It's all lighting, babes. All lighting. Maybe a bit
Yeah.
of makeup. I wonder how many different types of guns they've got in there.
Do you think Enrique is
No.
an ex? You don't.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, do I think he's hot? I don't know why. Could he be an ex? I reckon she probably fucked him. They're in the desert. She hasn't got a lot of
Because
options.
he's got like young children now. The children he's got are like 3 or 4 or 5, aren't they? And that woman he's with. So I reckon she's probably not seen him for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, but she would have also had to have squeezed the baby out when she was in this crazy mental asylum.
No, because
So maybe
John
they're
could have
not.
been about 3 or 4. If she's not seen Enrique and this group of people for about 6 years, that would make then John 10 years old.
Spaldner, can you tell us what each one of these guns is?
The guns against the wall there, the ones I recognise because of the curved magazine, is an AK-47. I know that, I think, from Rambo 2, but most definitely Rambo 3.
What was that thick, long one? That thick, long...
Thick, long one.
Yeah, just at
Okay.
the end of that. It almost looks like a little miniature rocket launcher.
There's some M16s.
Okay.
There's an AK-47 I can see. There's some sort of kind of like
Gatling
anti-aircraft. No, that's not like that's like an anti-aircraft kind of gun that you'd feed into.
Look at Arnie helping his boy.
There's obviously the
Pick the-
shotgun. Oh, the thing when John pulls the top off the guns in the weapons cache. That is the old M60 machine gun. I know that because that's the gun that Rambo famously uses in First Blood 1, the first Rambo film.
Okay.
Have you seen First Blood?
No.
You haven't seen First Blood, right? We're going to watch that directly after this. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
We were going to do a double episode, but
Are we not?
I've cooked, I've cleaned,
You're tired.
I've sent letters and made phone calls all
You've-
day.
You've been
Maybe we
very
can do one
productive.
before I leave tomorrow. We'll do one in the day. Do a 1 o'clock podcast, I guess.
Why? Where are you going tomorrow?
To work an awful event with lots of people whose dreams have come true as I serve them
What's
drinks.
the event?
I don't know. I know it's in near Bond Street, so it's going to be like a fashion label or something.
Can you steal me something?
I don't know. Oh fuck! You know what it is? I think the Chanel fragrance that we actually have sprayed on our mics right now. Usually I get that from the Chanel event at the Saatchi Gallery. I think we've actually missed that now. Although we are heading into October, I'll try and get another one. But no, it's just another fashion event basically with lots of celebrities and world famous people. For the listeners that haven't listened to this before, and you have stuck this far into the show without us talking about Terminator, no, I'm not talking about Terminator again. I did the after party for the GQ Awards where I met Sam Smith, who's done the worst Bond song ever. Lovely guy though.
Isn't that where you met Emily Clark though?
Amelia Clark,
Amelia.
Sarah Connor herself, and after serving her several times, chatting to her,
I had
and
no idea.
taking the piss out of her
Did you?
because she was only asking for glasses of water.
Fuck you! That's like the first time I met you.
I know.
What can I get you to drink? Have a water. What? Just water? I was like, yeah. Nothing. I was like, no, I'm just water. And then what did you order? Water.
Well, because in bars you have to spend a minimum.
It wasn't a bar. It was a calf.
Yeah, but those shitty little businesses, you have to. How dare you? I worked really hard. I know. All right. Sorry, Mr. Man who owned that fucking coffee
But
shop.
that gay little dyke over there. isn't
No, but
gonna
when I
shoot
went to
him.
see Simon Howe the other day on Tuesday, I was waiting in the coffee shop, the pub across the way, because he forgot the fucking meeting we had.
Jesus,
This fucking agent.
that's not a good time.
So I bought a pint of Coke.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's £2.50. I gave him my card. He went, it's a £5 minimum spend, because they're all like that, aren't they?
Not always.
So then I bought another one, but then he rang me, so I
Had
the
to down.
agent, so I had to down a pint of Coke. So I went in wired. Maybe he was a really nice agent. I just was too busy like fucking tweaking out and fucking
Yeah.
sugar.
Blinking. I think he's got some kind of weird lazy eye.
But then when I came out of there, I was like, right, and I wanted to write letters. So I went to that pub again, and they kind of went, what are you doing? You want any drinks? And you can't just sit in a fucking thing without ordering anything, I guess. So I ordered another 2 Cokes. But like, when we met, when you had water, I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking... One, it's going to extend the time scale of being in this coffee shop if I order a drink. So I'm going to have to buy a second drink to make it up to £5. So I just asked for water as well. No, we just poured water, didn't we?
Yeah.
Serve yourself. And that was that.
That was that.
So yeah, no, it's just another fashion event basically.
Well, steal me something.
I'll try and steal Samuel L. Jackson for you.
No, you can keep him.
It's so
thanks.
bizarre, really. It really is. Like
What,
it's
meeting these people?
it's no, not just that, but as I said earlier, everyone. I'm like the Forrest Gump of fucking entertainment and movies. Every person that I've known or have dated have gone on to great things or great fame and fortune, and now I work around people are even levels above that are from legendary films, music, or those industries. It's a very bizarre thing to experience, I have to say.
It is weird. I don't understand.
I don't understand it either.
But this is your year. You're going to get an agent.
It's
Arthur
October.
and Merlin. Well, okay, from this birthday to your next birthday.
Oh, and by the way, like, speaking of Arthur and Merlin, is there maybe I'm the curse attached to that film, because Stefan hasn't done anything since, and he's a fucking fantastic actor. Kirk's asked his agent to stop calling him.
No, actually stop calling him.
Yeah, because Kirk said he said I basically want to be like Simon Pegg. I want to write my own stuff and
That'd be great, because then he
make
can
my
cast
own
you.
things. But then I was like, Kirk, you do realise for many years Simon Pegg was actually a stand-up comedian, and literally from the start he was in with the right people. He was in with Chris Morris, who did Brass Eye, because he appears in some of those episodes. He knows Steve Coogan. He came up with all those people, so he was already kind
Don't
of
you know someone that knows Steve Coogan?
in with the right. I do. That crazy alcoholic girl.
You can't say
Not going to say her name. But I went on a date with her, and I went.
Did you actually go on a date with her?
It wasn't a date, but we met. But
You
obviously
went on a date.
something could have happened. And I ordered.
that when I was getting
I
my
ordered a
hair-
Coca-Cola, and she ordered a soft drink because she was a recovering alcoholic. And then when I went to the toilet, she'd gone and got herself a glass of wine and down the whole fucking thing. And then she was away. Then
Is
it
that
was
when
like,
you wouldn't answer your phone? Because I'd gone into town to get my hair done. You said you
yeah,
were
yeah,
going
yeah.
to something, and I was
'Cause
trying to call you.
Yeah,
and
but
you
at
weren't
8 o'clock,
answering.
when I was ready to leave, she was in a mess. So I had to kind of get her somewhere where she'd be safe. So I walked her to her friend. Can I? No, I won't say it.
No, don't say it, just a friend.
Her friend Gemma's. And then she's like, "You've got to stay." And first of all, one, I don't know this Gemma chick. Two, there's been no rapport leading up to this point for me to sleep with this woman. And two, that
And
would
3.
2 and 3. That would take 2 hours out of my time. Yeah, 2 hours. You deal with it, man. And then I'd miss my train and never
And she'd
be able
probably
to
throw
get
up all over your dick anyway.
exactly. So we put a lid on that, and she was acting really erratic and crazy. And I told you the other day, like
Some of the
months ago, you were like, she'll just send me a message saying something retarded or weird. So sadly she got out. But yes, in fact, she does know Steve Coogan.
Well, you should have just done you should have done something to get to Steve.
Okay, we'll work on it.
Okay. Get Steve
Just for
Coogan.
you.
Please. Just squeeze those
But yeah,
big
no,
fake
there's
tins.
that, and Stefan, he's like working in a theatre at the moment as a stagehand and stuff, and Marco's done 3 award-winning short films, one with Brian Blessed from Flash Gordon, and he can't get a literary or directing agent right now. Arthur Merlin, by the way, has just come out on DVD to buy on Amazon in France and in shops in France. Arthur et Merlin.
Can you buy it in this country yet? Tesco.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Tesco and Asda, I think, or somewhere else. And HMV.
You can. Oh! Didn't name not that.
No, it's everywhere. It's doing really well. Most likely will be a sequel.
So why is there a curse then? Oh, you mean for the actors?
Because, not for me, because I'm like a tiny fucking part in it, but the main actors who I think are good, but especially like someone like Marco, who I truly believe is like Peter Jackson, he just hasn't had the fucking chance. Why he can't get a fucking director's agent, I have no idea.
Very weird.
'Cause
How old
there's
is he?
33, 34?
Would someone of that age not be taken as seriously? Do you have to be older? Do you
No,
have to have more
because I think as
experience,
as a director, you have to kind of build your own career in a sense. You have to start like we're doing this podcast. You could theoretically say if we kept doing this, we could maybe get jobs in radio in 5 years.
When are you going to do radio with Logan?
Well, he's doing it with that other guy, and that maybe is probably for the best because that's all about music, and I think we could probably circumvent that once we get the Terminators out of the way. We should just do another podcast and then apply for radio jobs.
Okay, cool. Let's
The
do it.
perfect breasts, the next podcast.
The perfect breasts. What do we talk about?
Just all the stuff we talk. This podcast, basically, but without going. So anyway,
This is what's happening.
this is
in
what's
this 2
happening in the
minutes.
film as a faux way of justifying.
But I mean,
this
would
stuff.
never have met Spaldner. I feel like Spaldner is part of our extended family. He's like our child.
Well, maybe when we go to Oregon. Where is he? Washington.
America.
No, he said it was like Whoa, you can hear us anyway.
I know. I was going to say, dude, why the fuck are you whispering?
All right, whatever. In America, no, just saying like that film should be doing better. However, having said that, the film is going to go into some film festival in America and being screened. So I think because Americans, for all their faults, one of the virtues Americans do have, they never let a good thing go. Like when I went to America for pilot season, I was seen for fucking Walking Dead. Name a million shows that are happening right now, like fucking The Flash, Peggy Carter, anything that's on Netflix or this and that now. I auditioned for or was seen for at the very least. Whereas here, I'm writing to agents. Oh, well, can I come and see you? Well, because Americans are so open to fresh ideas and they don't want to let the next big thing, if it could be the next big thing, out of the door. They'll give everyone a fucking chance, and that really is the land of opportunity. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. That's probably not true. If you can make it in America, that's because America's cool. If you can't make it in London, because they're all like this snobby kind of weird
elite. You have to be in the upper classes.
A little bit like Spectre. Or even Hydra that infiltrates
Which I won't be watching.
And controls things from above. It's the Star Chamber with Michael Douglas, that 1983 movie. Like secret cabals that run shit.
Cabals.
All the famous actors, of course. If you're a working class actor, the best you can get, which is still fantastic. This is England or EastEnders. However, if you went to Oxford or Cambridge Footlights, and then you went to Eton like Eddie Redmayne, and Benedict Cumberbatch, and fucking there's another 3 or 4 names whose names escape me right now, but everyone that's fucking famous is all from that class and group of people.
I can't comment on Eddie Redmayne because I've never seen him act in anything.
No, he's good. I'm not saying these people aren't any good.
But I do think Benedict Cumberbatch is really great. I think he's really good.
Well, you haven't seen Star Trek 2, have you?
No.
I don't know.
That was amazing. That's acting.
You know what I'd like to see? Because, they are good, but also they all still play within that range of like, I'm, a posh boy from Eton kind of thing. I'd like to see Benedict Cumberbatch play.
Cumberbatch.
And an American cop in LA or Gangland LA.
What was that awesome movie we watched with Colin Firth in?
Kingsman, the Secret Service.
That was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Colin Firth essentially was playing Colin Firth again.
Yeah, true. I do like Colin Firth though. He's quite the English chap.
That's the only thing I've liked him in.
Really?
I find him a bit bland. I don't know why. I don't understand why all the ladies got gooey for him as Mr. Darcy either.
Oh no, I don't. I've never seen Pride and Prejudice, and I'm not into that kind of romantic kind of stuff.
No,
I watched.
I don't think he's. I don't know. I just don't think he's got that presence or charisma that you need. Like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is so charismatic and great on screen as an actor. Even you, who fucking hates him,
oh man, it makes me weep.
Has to say through gritted teeth. All right, begrudgingly.
He's awesome at acting.
Begrudgingly, everything he's in, he gives 120%. And even if the film's shit, the bits that he's in are electrifying. Whereas Colin Firth is just Colin Firth.
I'm a cowboy. I'm still Jose.
Anyway,
Stacey
once
Jackson's
again,
sexy
we should. I promise. Can we make a pact, please? This is not to the listeners. This is just to me. Can we? The next episodes now. Can we talk about Terminator more?
Yes, we can.
We can do all this stuff as well, but I think we should aim for the first 15 minutes front-loaded with Terminator stuff.
Can I ask one more question then?
Yes, because this is becoming almost the
about
diary of our lives.
Welcome to the places of my life.
Which is fun, but we should.
Can I ask a question about this particular scene?
Yes.
There's a box of water, and then there's a box of purified water. Why would there be one of...
I'm not going to attempt to answer that.
Why?
Because I think that should be down to a listener to answer, an American listener.
Okay. But did you notice that?
I didn't, but it's good to point out. Maybe purified water... all right, let me give my answer, and then hopefully someone will write in.
Well, it's going to come in any second, so if you actually have a look. I do like this bit, though, because Arnie, he sees the young John struggling, and it's the father figure bit, and I'm sure that your dad did that for you at some
I don't remember
point.
my dad doing it. Since he left when I was 4.
Oh, dude. I shouldn't laugh, but I do.
I laugh.
Yeah, there's these 2 boxes on the side. Here we go. Drinking water. Purified drinking water. What's that about?
I don't know. It could be just the same way. I mean, there's a big controversy in America at the moment because is it Arrowhead water, which is basically you can go into a Rite Aid or a Walmart and you can buy giant jugs of water.
Giant jugs.
Now the thing with this water is it's just regular old tap water, pretty much. They claim they've done a treatment too,
Okay.
but they
So it's like the
haven't.
Peckham Spring.
Basically, yeah. It's just, and there's been a lot of controversy in like water companies now saying one, it's bad for the environment because it just, one, all the plastic bottles that get made for these little bits of water, and two, it's no better for you really than regular tap water. I'm sure in certain parts of the world
Do you
that's
not
not
think
true.
Enrique looks a bit like Cyril Sneer?
What, from the raccoons?
Yeah.
Do you remember the raccoons? Yeah. You've really?
Yeah.
That's in the mid-80s.
Dude, do you even know who I am?
This is like the era of the Droids cartoon and the Ewoks cartoon, Peachy Wower.
That's what I call my puss. Yes, I used to watch the raccoons. Dude, everything I watched as a kid was fucking old school.
Okay.
I
Danger
loved
Mouse. You get Danger Mouse in
Mouse,
America.
yeah.
Anyway, purified water. Maybe the purified water is for engines to put in radiators. Do you have to put a certain type of water in cars?
No?
And drinking water is drinking water. I mean, I'm sure they've
Maybe
got like
one's got
stores of.
Maybe one's got fluoride in and the other doesn't.
They've probably got stored dried food, the kind of stuff that Alex Jones sells on his InfoWars site, or the Berkey Light water filter, where you can literally pour a jug of shit-filled, cloudy brown water into it, and you'll literally get mineral water at the bottom. Apparently, these like amazing.
One more
filters.
question.
Yeah.
No, I'm not great at science. My English is like my written English is amazing, but like science and stuff like that, not so great.
John
If
there's
this has
holding an
been
Uzi.
completely sealed,
Yeah.
why would it be so fucking dusty in there?
Because I'm not sure if it will be completely sealed.
Dude, you saw the angst and the pain on Arnold Schwarzenegger's face when he had
Pulling
to
it
pull
off,
up
yeah,
that
but I
thing.
mean, there's probably like air. All right, maybe let's throw this out there because I've never stored weapons, and if there was an underground thing of
Spalding,
weapons,
help us.
maybe there's air vents in there or tubes so air can get in there. So or would you need a completely sealed and dry environment so you wouldn't get condensation? Because even in the desert, I'm sure there is some like water vapor like that rises and falls.
But then would that not affect the ammunition? So like the gunpowder and
But that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Would you get damp down there? If you did get all those,
down.
if you got all these guns out of this weapons cache, I don't know what else to call it, weapons store, would all those weapons individually now have to be stripped, cleaned, and put back together because they've been in storage for so long? Spalding will know that.
I wonder what watch John's wearing.
That's an Amiga Seamaster.
Is it
But
actually?
the strap is actually not from the original watch. It's just a leather strap when it should be a metal one.
How do you know this?
I just made that up.
Ethan, you shouldn't have said that. I was so impressed.
Convincing, wasn't it?
Yeah. See,
It's
acting.
it's the bit when I mentioned the strap wasn't original, but it's a leather strap when it should be a metal one.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
me.
I just a bunch of horseshit. The only reason I said that is because they've been discussing what watch James Bond wears in the new Spectre film,
And what is that?
an Amiga Seamaster. It's what he.
Not a really shitty Chanel one that
No,
costs more than a Harley
generally,
Davidson.
apart from Seiko, which they wore in the Roger Moore films, usually James Bond is allied with Amiga. Especially the Daniel Craig movies, he wears an Amiga watch, basically.
I never really got the whole watch thing.
Speaking of Spectre, not that this is a different film, maybe you're not interested, but I think, I'm 90% sure now, that Spectre is a loose remake of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Because it's got Blofeld, it's got a clinic in it. I know there's a clinic in it because some of the people in the credits on IMDb are clinic patrons or patients. And in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, there's a clinic in the Alps that Blofeld runs that James Bond visits, the George Lazenby version. And they're all there for allergy testing because he's trying to do this biological kind of weapon.
Okay.
There's a clinic in Spectre. Clearly, Christoph Waltz is playing Blofeld because he's got the Blofeld jacket on. It's a clinic. It's set in the Alps. And yeah, just thought I'd say that. So I'm pretty goddamn sure it's not a loose remake, but it's got like a lot of elements
You
that
like the
make
Oracle, the movie Oracle.
it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you don't believe me, The Spy Who Loved Me was a remake of You Only Live Twice.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can understand that.
A megalomaniac trying to take over the world. He's got like an underground base in Only Live Twice. It's a hollowed out volcano, and Blofeld, played by Donald Pleasance, the best version of Blofeld.
Do you find it interesting
with
though
the
that
eye.
it's well, it's not a volcano, is it? It's a pyramid.
What is? You Only Live Twice? No, it's a hollowed out volcano.
Is it?
With a lake in it, and the lake splits because it's a fake lake, and all like the missiles and all the weapons and shit, and all the helipads are in there.
Oh no,
So
I'm
there's
thinking of
that.
the Timothy Dalton. Sorry.
Moonraker is a remake of The Spy Who Loved Me. So The Spy Who Loved Me is kind of like almost remake of You Only Live Twice. Moonraker, again, the same story. Megalomaniac wants to create a master race, and he's got a secret base, set this time the base in space. So that's a remake of Moonraker. And Never Say
Space.
Never Again is a remake of Thunderball, because Kevin McClory, who wrote some elements of the James Bond ideas with Ian Fleming, he created Spectre. That's why Spectre's in the films now. They've never been able to use it because Kevin McClory had this long-running lawsuit saying I own Spectre, and wanted to actually make a second set of James Bond films running alongside the Broccoli family Eon production films. But now he's dead. That lawsuit was won by the Broccoli family. They can now start using the word.
I shit
or
you
name
not. I used to
Spectre.
go to school with a girl whose great grandfather was Ian Fleming.
Really?
Becky Fleming. Well done, Becky. And on that note,
On that note, anything but Terminator, the show.
we've discussed some stuff in it. We have.
A little bit. A little bit.
That's all it needs.
You think?
Yeah. So we can only look at 2 minutes. And he's gone onto Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to help sign off. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe, share, play it to your kids, your parents, your friends, your gun collection, Spoldner. And join us again tomorrow for another episode. Hasta la vista.
Baby, that was nearly 50 minutes of non-Terminator information. We will return, of course, tomorrow. I'm going to try
Will you return?
to steer
Huxley
this
Pig?
ship away from the biomechanical future cybernetic rocks that are...
But Ethan, you let me be myself.
I know, but I do feel, even though
We
some
need to focus.
people... No, we don't need to focus. I just think it's becoming a secret diary of our lives as opposed to, what's this film about? Let's take apart the Terminator 2 minutes at a time.
Okay.
And always remember,
Actually, I think I know why though.
Every
because the last
episode-
few episodes we've hardly had any facts. That's why we've had to fill it.
but by the same token of you saying that, we had an episode a couple of weeks ago when there were no facts, and we filled it with Terminator facts. Like,
Yeah, but that's because you blew my tiny little mind with the fact.
no. Even before then, there was one when you were ringing in over Viber,
Oh.
and we were just going, "Oh, what about this? Oh, well, what do you think of that? That's amazing." I don't know. I think we need to get more into the philosophy of the thing.
What time have you got work tomorrow?
Do you like owls? Can I? Well, do you know what? I've got something for you. Here's a fact attack.
Fact attack.
During these scenes, well, for the main production, basically. Maybe I should have said this at the start of the show.
Probably.
There are actually facts for this show.
Oh, Ethan! Fucking cretin. Carry on.
The gun that Arnie cocks and goes and pulls the top off, but he smiles at because it's like this giant gun because he's a Terminator. Even though why he would show some kind of emotion to that gun, that must have been why that was put in. I don't know. And it's in the next scene, so I've already fucked up the fact. But the minigun is a General Electric M134 minigun, Spaldner, gun fan. Now, Lee Orloff was the production sound mixer. Now, he had trouble with Eddie's voice and had to do a lot of ADR and looping because Eddie's voice was changing. Because he was 13.
Oh, his balls
My
are
baby
dropping.
becoming a man. He's
Put on his manly gown.
he put on his manly gown. So they got as much as possible during the shooting, but then they had to go back and ADR it and fuck around with the audio and stuff, just so he has like an even tone all the way through the film, essentially.
I see.
Now, the gun that is actually in this scene that Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of pulls off the wall and kind of cocks, which becomes his famous grenade launcher, that's the M79 Blooper. Now, it's a Vietnam-era single-shot weapon, and it fires 40mm grenades from the Terminator's bandolier, which is a... Why do we all know the word bandolier, Ellie?
I don't. I was about to say, what the hell's bandolier?
You know what a bandolier is?
No.
It's basically a strap that goes from shoulder to hip all around you.
Oh, with bullets.
With either bullets or grenades or cartridges. Obviously made famous because Chewbacca in Star Wars wears a bandolier and nothing else.
I definitely think we should end it on that. That was amazing. Tune in tomorrow, please.
As I said before, the last little thing I said it in the last episode as well, but Enrique, I tried to put this scene on as a link last night, but I couldn't do it because fucking Studio Canal, who own the Terminator 2 on DVD, I don't know where in this country, but I've tried to find the clip everywhere else. I can't find it. If you have got the Skynet edition, you can actually find this. The T-1000 arrives at this camp, dressed as the cop, and he's like pressing Enrique for information, and he's like pinning into the car like Sarah Connor, and he's like shooting the shit out of him.
Whoa.
And Enrique won't talk. He's like, "Fuck you! I'm not telling you anything. You
He's a
can
stand-up guy.
You'll have to kill me." And then he like
Kills him.
pulls all his grenades and just explodes the T-1000. Has to reform, but that was Enrique's like heroic death, which was cut out.
I've never seen that.
I know it's on the DVD. It's just not on YouTube. They've taken.
Motherfuckers.
It says this content is blocked by I think
Why?
Studio Canal because they think. I'd imagine because it's.
That's normally a Fox thing.
No, I know, but it's a copyright thing, isn't it? People would buy perhaps the Blu-ray or DVD based on the fact you can see all these clips and stuff now. But so many times, especially with the Alien DVDs, the Alien Anthology, one of the best DVD collections ever at the time, and still is, with those exhaustive 3-hour documentaries for each film, they're all on YouTube now. But I mean, the reason for that is no one really uses Blu-ray or DVD because
true.
everyone
Everything's
watches
online.
stuff online or on tablets or on laptops.
Or
So
Netflix.
people have started uploading that content onto obviously YouTube, which I guess is
Machines, man. Giving power to the machines.
it's an infringement of copyright.
God.
It's an infringement of copyright rights, I guess. So that was taken down. I will try and find it, and if I do, I will obviously post it on the 2 Minute Terminator page.
If anyone can find it, it's you.
We've kind of done a double episode today. It's not been about Terminator, but we've gone for nearly an hour, Ellie. But
I
we
know.
will try and do one tomorrow before I leave.
Yay.
If not, we'll do one on Sunday.
Sweet.
And maybe you can
Sunday.
recant us with some lovely party you went. You know what? I'm going to preface. Don't hold me to this, listeners, because you know what'll happen. I'll say, let's do a show on Sunday, and Ellie will go on one of her fucking 3-day benders again, and we won't hear from her. So yeah, hopefully there'll be one on Sunday. Hopefully there'll be one
Luke
tomorrow.
will look after me.
Luca?
Yeah.
You are going out?
Maybe.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Where are you going out?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
You going into London?
Maybe.
Oh, all right. There's no show on Sunday, listeners.
Well, what time do you finish work on Saturday?
Like 4 a.m.
Well, then we can meet up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
All right, we don't have to.
All right, what are you doing?
Well, I might be going to a party. You should turn up.
What party?
Have a guess.
Sophie's house?
Oh, fuck. As if I...
I don't
One,
know.
as if I'd be welcome. Two, as if I'd fucking go.
You'd probably get on like a fucking house on fire.
I
That's
doubt
the
we
irony
would.
of it all.
I doubt we would.
You probably would.
Not because of what I know.
Ellie,
If I didn't know anything
you'd
about
either be
what had
drunk
happened,
or inebriated in some way in brackets, and you'd be like, hey, oh, Sophie, you're so hot.
and
then
she'd go, you're a bit common.
She'd go, oh, really? And then you'd go, oh, try some of this. And she'd go, oh, okay, thanks. And then that would take its effect 20 minutes later. And then you'd probably be fucking feeding a fucking pony in the small toilets under the stairs, whatever
All
house
I'd
it
need
was.
to do is just pull out my pocket a handful of crystals and be like, come with me.
It's all about the journey, Sophie.
It's all about the crystals, babe. And some DMT.
So what? So Luke is having a house party.
No. Luca has invited me to the Fox and the Phoenix. There's a big party going on there.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I probably shouldn't go to that then.
That's what I was thinking. But I can meet up with you after.
But also those things go on really late, and
It
or
finishes at 3 in the morning.
I know, but if Saskia's involved, there'll invariably be an after party, which probably would be fine. Oh, I don't know. Just give me text updates.
I will keep you updated.
But this I can guarantee the listeners, there won't be a show on Sunday. Maybe Sunday night. We'll try and make something happen, even if it's for 10 minutes and we do facts only.
Maybe, even if we were both really fucking high, we could do it like that.
Yeah, but I've got too much... I can't party right now. I've got too much going on.
Well, you're going to have to party on the 31st because I've ordered you a ticket.
All right, fine. I've got a lot. I want to get Graham Hancock before any of this happens. I want to get my agent meetings, things sorted.
And you will. It's all happening. It's all kicking off. It's the year of the horse. Momentum.
It's not kicking off yet. I never say anything kicks off until you're on the other side of it and you're going, okay, secure.
Yeah, but like the Eddie Murphy movie, I Am the Golden Child. So you'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, hasta la vista, motherfucker.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'm sorry it was a fairly... Well, it was peppered. We peppered Terminator.
I've really enjoyed this episode.
It was the poor man's pepper of Terminator episodes. It wasn't high-end ground pepper that posh people use in English restaurants.
We'll have to get a picture of you in the poor man's pepper.
Yeah. In its plain, like, plastic shop's own tub.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get poor man's pepper in, like, fancy versions of it.
Blatantly.
Like ground to dust. It's basically ground to dust pepper. I like it, listeners. If you have a cheese sandwich, then you put like salt on it.
Really thinly sliced tomato.
Very thinly sliced tomato. Then some like regular malt vinegar.
Then
and
more
then
pepper.
No. Then more salt. And then you literally put so much of this like ground dust
You
pepper
can't see anything but pepper.
until the tomatoes and the cheese is black. And then you put the whole grain mixed seed brown bread on top. You press it down so hard it almost flattens into the contents of the sandwich, so it's almost like dough. And then you eat the sandwich. I'm not sure if it's actually any good for you, but fucking hell, that's one of the...
What would have been good is if you'd given all of that in your best Lloyd Grossman accent. But you didn't, so you fucked up.
like the taste of it so much.
It's the tomato.
That and Coca-Cola. He's Canadian, by the way.
Hasta la vista.
Babe, I don't know. Should we... We've said this. You know, this is like the Lord of the Rings of podcasts because there's so many fucking false endings.
It's because we like talking. Now go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm aiming for tomorrow. Well, I'll try for Sunday. There might be some more shows. You know, I'm just trying to catch up with this show and get these done. So, as fun as they are, we should have got to Terminator Genesis by like at least fucking next February or March, right?
Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh god, we are actually.
We're doing them all. Well, there's going to be no more.
God.
It's been announced, right? Genesis, even though it made 400...
Maybe then we can do all the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 10 seconds and
Mission
just be doing it
Impossible,
till
which will
we're
be
80.
impossible. Just became more impossible.
This podcast just became impossible. What?
End it.
And what?
The show.
Okay. Just as a caveat or an epilogue, Terminator 6, the Terminator Genesis, which was the start of a new trilogy, has kind of been cancelled.
Oh wow.
So there won't be a second film. They say, but now they've said they're rejigging things, so it might become a TV series. But they said the project is definitely happening, most likely a movie. But apparently they're disappointed with 400 or 500 million worldwide gross. The film cost about 160 or 80, I think, to make.
Fucking hell.
In America, it made 78 million domestic, or about 80 million or 90 million domestic. My fucking figure's wrong. It's well under 100 million. Worldwide, it did like a lot, and it's done really well in like China and Asia. They fucking love that movie over there. So
The last thing I'll say,
they're the only reason that this could be happening.
I really hope that it's a ridiculously long traffic journey that Spalding gets to listen to this episode on.
Shut up, kids. Those two English fuckers are waffling.
No, he wouldn't.
Like, shut up! I'm listening to my goddamn show. Oh
I'd
my
love to know
god.
what he sounds like.
I hope a Smokey doesn't catch me speeding.
I don't really know anything about it. I like his enigma.
True.
No photographs on his thing apart from the Redskin thing and the Predator. We know he knows lots about guns. He lives in the rafters of a fucking UPS warehouse. Half his face is burnt, and he wears a mask over one side of his face, and he plays like a church organ. Yeah, Phantom Paradise.
I hit that fucking off button.
Hasta la vista.
Baby.